Hello guys, this is Al. Welcome to a new episode. This is my ServerCloud, aka open source channel. Again, I haven't changed the banner logo or whatever. Again, it's not up to me anyway. It's not my call anymore, as you would know already. So technically today we're gonna have a look how we internally exchange files between developers and people who work on the ServerCloud services. We're going to install it on Docker. I already got Proxmox running, and on this particular container I got Docker running, of course, with Portainer. As you can see, I already got installed on Zipline. This is what we're going to look at today. All right, this is Zipline. Let me get to the main page. Here we go. This is again open source stuff. You can use it. There's a lot of things you could do with it. You can use to upload, share your files. Again, you could do it internally, like the way we do it, or you can do it by sharing files with the outside world. Okay. Logically, there are differences, things that you need to set up. You need to set up a domain, make sure the actual IP is visible. You know, all that kind of stuff that, again, if you don't know how to do it, I'm sure I have already covered in the past. So you can go on my channel, search for it, and you'll find it. So without any delay, let's go and have a look here on the Zipline website. Quite easy and simple to install. You can go straight forward on the Zipline docs by pressing docs here. Again, if you're here, just press docs, okay? And that's where you get it. You can go and just copy and paste this if you wanted to, if you're really lazy. But before you do that, I always say, change the default stuff, like Postgres. You want to change the user, the password, and the database name. Of course, if you do change this, make sure also you change the core database and the core secret for the environment. Also, you need to change that. But without any delay, let's go back to Portainer. Let me click on Stacks and let me show you what I've done. Okay, again, then I'm going to show you other things as well. So if I go to Stacks and I'm going to the editor part of it, as you can see, what I've done here, although this is a tutorial, again, do not do what I've done. Make sure you have a user name that can also be difficult to guess. Have a strong password. Again, if you don't do that, just go search on Google. Again, I got a video on that as well, how to generate a strong password. And also you can use database. Again, you don't have to write database or Postgres or anything you want, or even write Zipline. But just again, you can actually generate a strong word to use as a database name. Okay, so once you do that, this is why I done this. So as you can see here on a core database, that's where you put your username, here where you put the password. Postgres here is the host. I would change that. You want to change that as well, you can find more information on the docs, okay, on the documentation website. And then the database name. In this case, as you see here, we change database. Again, the original comes with Postgres. So yeah, database, I use 4 instead of A, all right? So you know where you put your words, okay? I also add some other environments. The environments can be found here in the configurations. If you go to core, for example, you can find the core environments, websites. If you want to add the website title, it's up to you, like I did here. Okay. And another thing is very important is to change your core secret. So on their website, you'll find, let's see if I can find it. Let's go back to the docs. It says here, change this. And as you can see here, I change it with a random string, okay? Again, you can choose a password generator, is exactly the same thing. You can still do it, make sure it's long, and that's what we do it. On this particular installation, I chose not to show the file user, so it will be a little bit more security between, just in case you don't want some other user to see what you upload. And also I have disabled the media preview. Now if I go to the installation, and this is the installation, as you can see here, you won't see the preview. There is a way to see the preview. Now if I click on the image, logically I can see the image, okay? But otherwise you don't see any preview. Once you've done this, again, let's say you got it, or you can actually copy this from the, let's go to Zipline, just in case you want to do a totally different way. If you go to Docker Compose, you can actually copy and paste this as well if you want. Again, make sure you change this for security. In Portainer, if you go to stacks and add a new stack, you can add the name, Zipline, and you can actually paste the content here. In this case, let's say I do this. Let me do this one here. Right click, copy, paste, and all you got to do is deploy the stack. Once that's finished, logically, let's go to here. This is what you'll be presented with. Again, what you got to do, let's say that's been installed. If I go to containers, yes. If you click on the 3000, again, if it doesn't work, it goes something wrong because you haven't set up in the settings. You can actually set up. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. If you go to environment, okay, just put your IP here. Okay, this case will be this IP here. Okay, so what happens is when you click on the 3000, this is what you will get. So the first thing that happens, you will need to change your password. I haven't changed it on purpose, so let me go here. So the default administration login and password is administrator and password. So let's go and add this. Okay, as you can see here, login, and as you can see, it's asking change the password, and this is what you want to do. Go to administrator. Let me stop this one here. Manage account, and here you can actually add your new password. Okay, make sure you change it. This is quite important. Now let's go back to home. We know how to install it. Now let's see how to upload the file. Again, there's many different ways you can do it. Let's go to upload file. You can actually, let's see, let me open. So I got here some files. I'm going to add a picture. There we go. That's what it gets tagged, as you can see. And all you got to do is press upload. Simple as that. I'm going to press X. I'm going to go to files. Now I'm not sure if it's this one here, or it's going to be the last one, this one here. No, it's not. So I'm not sure how it's going to, I'm going to say, actually, you can actually upload it from there. I didn't know that. There is actually view pending uploads. Here you can see the pending. Here you can actually click on the icon and upload the file. I didn't know that. So anyway, that's another way to upload. You can actually upload as well text by adding the text and then choose what type of text, and then you got some extra options, and then you can press upload. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's say that that's what I done. I upload this file, and as you can see, once you click it, it's done. So you can actually have folders. You can add new folders. You can actually switch the list view. Okay, you can add inside the actual folder the files if you wanted to. You can make it public. You can delete it. Text files, again, this is how I called it. Okay, you can copy the folder link and you can forward, I think. if you want to do that as well. All right. But anyway, I haven't created any link for that. All right. Just let you know. If I go to stats, statistics, we know we got 10 files. The storage is 2.4 megabyte. One user, in this case me, again, and this is the rest of the stats. Okay. To add more users, go to administrators, users, and as you can see, you get your account here, but to add, you just press this icon and add a new user by adding username and password, and you can make it administrator, that user, if you wanted to. Once you're done, press create. Simple as. Now if you don't like, for example, the word administrator, you want to change it, what you can actually do, you can actually add a new user. Okay, let's call user, or you can actually add your name, whatever you want, or let's call it admin. All right. Sorry about this. I clicked outside. Not now. I'm going to make it administrator. Okay, I know that. Oh, still do the same thing. No, I don't want that. And I'm going to create it. So admin has been created, right? I can delete, edit, and I can open as a user if I want to. Okay. Now I'm going to log out from here. I'm going to say admin. I'm going to say login. All right. To change your template that was black, as you know, you might get it white. If I remember correctly, this is what you get first. Okay, the system name. I went on this one here. Again, you can have a very dark, you can have a light blue, dark blue, whatever it suits you, really. Now we got multiple users. As you know, if you want to change the password, you go to manage account to change your password. If I go to users, I got the other user, and I can actually delete the user. So this is going to be the only administrator, just to let you know what I'm talking about. So this, the original one or the default one, won't be available anymore. I suggest you do this. It's much safer, because logically, if you don't, people who see this kind of applications, they're gonna think, okay, that's the default. Perhaps they never changed the password or the username, and this is how you can get hacked. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and perhaps I'll see you next time. Have a nice day.